Michael Jackson did not even have to say much. The second he walked into a room, people changed. Celebrities got nervous, hosts lost control, and suddenly nobody knew how to act normal.
So you're not gonna...
That was the strange thing about Michael. He could be shy, calm, and soft-spoken, but somehow, everyone else lost balance first. One question, one pause, one tiny reaction, and suddenly, the whole room felt like it was walking on glass. In 1993, Oprah sat down with Michael Jackson at Neverland Ranch in California. It was broadcast as Michael Jackson talks to Oprah, and the world was watching. At first, it feels warm. Then suddenly, it starts feeling like therapy with cameras rolling.
Why so sad? Because on stage we see you performing, you're getting your Grammys. Why so sad?
Oh, there's a lot of sadness about my past life and, adolescence and my father.
She brings up the sadness people never saw behind the Grammys, the crowds, and the perfect stage image. Michael's answer does not feel polished. It feels like a private wound being opened on national TV. Then
Did he ever beat you?
Comes the question that makes the air drop. Michael gives one quiet answer, and that one answer is enough to change the whole mood. No big speech, no performance, just pain sitting there in plain sight.
Yes.
And that was difficult to take, getting
Yes.
beaten and going on stage and performing.
Yes.
And why would he beat you?
But the awkward part is that the moment does not stop there. The door is already open, and Oprah keeps stepping further in, like the world is entitled to every room inside Michael's past.
I guess maybe, I don't know if I was his golden child or whatever.
And if that showed how far people would go for answers, the next moment shows the total opposite. No interrogation, no tension. Just a music legend suddenly acting like the biggest fan in the building. In 2003 at the BET Awards, Michael appeared with James Brown. And this was not just any performer getting excited. This was James Brown, the godfather of soul. But even he could not keep the room steady once Michael stepped in.
Do the same thing again. 1, 2, 3.
The crowd jumps, the energy shifts, and Michael barely has to move before the stage starts feeling bigger than the award itself. Later, Michael presents him with the Lifetime Achievement Award, and the respect goes both ways. One icon is honoring his hero, while the hero looks like he just got surprised by the only person who could still shake him. That was Michael's strange power. He could make legends light up like kids, but put him back in an interview chair, and that same attention could turn cold, stiff, and almost painful to watch. In 1995, Diane Sawyer interviewed Michael and Lisa Marie Presley for ABC Primetime Live. Their marriage was already under a microscope. So the whole interview has that fake calm feeling, where everyone is trying so hard to look normal that it only feels stranger.
Right? 4 months?
I don't remember.
The questions go straight into the rumors. The answers come out calm, but the room still feels tight. Everyone looks composed, yet one wrong pause feels like it could become tomorrow's headline.
Lisa, did you ask Michael about the charges? Did the two of you talk about the impact of the marriage on the...
Then Diane turns to Michael with one of the most direct questions of the interview. It lands less like curiosity and more like a challenge. And Michael answers like someone exhausted from proving he has a heart.
Sexual contact with this child or any other child?
Never, ever. I could never harm a child or anyone. It's not in my heart. It's not who I...
But the real crack comes when he refuses to be rushed past. Diane tries to move in, but Michael keeps holding the line. Suddenly, it is not a clean interview anymore. It is someone refusing to be talked over.
Michael Jackson did this. Nothing.
But let me ask you
to
a
this
couple
day,
of questions.
nothing. Still nothing.
Let me ask you a couple...
Nothing.
And then the pressure gets even darker. Because the next sit-down is not about marriage, rumors, or public image. It is about old pain being pulled out one piece at a time. During Living with Michael Jackson, filmed around 2002 and 2003, Martin Bashir asked Michael about his childhood in a way that felt less like curiosity and more like pressure. It was quiet, but that almost made it worse.
Just let me go back. You just said that you would practice the dance steps and your father would be holding a belt in his hand. Is that what you just said?
The question lands heavy, and Michael's answer lands heavier. But instead of softening the moment, Bashir keeps digging, like there is still more pain to pull out for the camera.
How often would he beat you?
Too much.
Then comes the line that makes the whole thing feel wrong. And it does not sound like a celebrity dodging a question. It sounds like someone being dragged back somewhere he never wanted to go.
Would he only use a belt?
Why do you do this to me?
Michael gives another answer, but Bashir still keeps going. By now, the awkwardness is not funny or strange anymore. It feels painful. Less like someone trying to understand him, and more like someone making him relive it.
No, more than a belt.
What else would he use to...
After that, even a lighter stage moment feels different. Because not all awkwardness around Michael was cruel. Sometimes people were just so nervous near him that they started glitching in real time. At the 1989 Soul Train Awards, Michael received the first Sammy Davis Jr. Award from Elizabeth Taylor and Eddie Murphy. Eddie was usually the person making everyone else nervous. But next to Michael, even his rhythm starts to wobble. The mic, the award, the little glances, everything has that tiny stage panic where people want the moment to be perfect so badly that it gets awkward. Michael just smiles through it like he is quietly calming the whole room. Then Eddie brushes something off Michael's shoulder, and Elizabeth does it too. It is such a tiny move, but it feels almost royal. Nobody wants to stand next to Michael Jackson and be the person who gets the moment wrong. Eddie keeps the energy moving, but the nerves are right under the smile. Around Michael, even people who owned the stage looked like they were double-checking every move. But take away the music, the applause, and the stage lights, and the energy changes fast. Suddenly, it is just a chair, a camera, and questions sharp enough to make everyone tense. By 2003, this was no soft celebrity sit-down. Michael's 60 Minutes interview with Ed Bradley felt serious from the start. The room was quiet, the questions were sharp, and every answer felt like it had legal weight behind it.
He still believes it's appropriate to have children sleep in his bed, and he lashes out at the family who...
Ed asks the question many people were thinking, but hearing it out loud still feels jarring. It sounds simple, but there is a trap inside it, and everyone in the room seems to know it.
Stop. I'm going to stop for 1 second. Sure.
There we go.
Jackson's attorney, Mark Garagos, told me that if I wanted an...
Michael says he is not allowed to talk about it, and his attorney steps in from the back. That interruption says everything. This was not a normal interview anymore. It had courtroom pressure without the courtroom.
That question, I'd have to ask him.
I mean, remember what happened to him 10 years ago. He was humiliated.
Then Michael finally pushes back. He starts defending himself, then stops before saying too much. And when he says he is hurting and done, it does not feel like a line. It feels like a limit.
Michael Jackson's attorney stopped the interview. We were able to ask him one last question. Michael, what would you say to
You're
And that is why this next throwback feels even wilder. Years earlier, the setting looked softer, but the questions were already bold enough to make Michael laugh, freeze, and quietly draw a line. Back at Neverland in 1993, the setting looked gentle. The mood looked friendly. But some questions are so awkward that no soft couch or warm smile can save them.
I have to ask you this. So many mothers in my audience have said to please ask you this question.
Yeah.
Why do you always grab your crotch?
First, the topic is funny on the surface, but Michael's laugh says more than the answer ever could. It is that shocked little laugh people give when they cannot believe the question actually escaped someone's mouth.
I'm going to ask you this, and it's embarrassing for me to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Then Oprah warns him the next question is embarrassing, which somehow makes it worse. Before Michael even fully answers, his face already says, "Why are we doing this on TV?"
How could you ask me that question?
I just want to know. I want to know.
He asks how she could ask him that. Oprah says she just wants to know, and Michael tries to brush it away. But when she keeps pushing, he finally draws the line. Some things are private, even when you are Michael Jackson.
Therefore,
That's something that's private. I mean, shouldn't have spoken.
And once that line is crossed, the next interviewer proves you do not have to sound messy to make it sting. Sometimes the sharpest questions come wrapped in the calmest voice. In 1997, in Paris, Barbara Walters brought a different kind of pressure. She stayed calm and professional. But every question felt polished on the outside and pointed underneath.
Heart and I have feelings. I feel that when you do that to me. It's not nice. Don't.
Michael talks about how it feels when people turn him into a joke. He does not overplay it. He simply reminds everyone that he has feelings, and suddenly the superstar image drops for a second.
There are those who would say that you add to the attention.
No, I don't.
Well, the masks, the mysterious behavior.
There's no mystery.
But instead of letting that moment soften the room, Barbara says some people think he adds to the tension with mysterious behavior. That is what makes it sting. He asks not to be mocked. And the next question almost hands the blame back to him.
I don't want this to sound insulting. I'm just going to be straight with you. But you are somewhat eccentric, to say.
Then she says she does not want to insult him, but calls him eccentric, and brings up how he dresses and looks. Michael starts fixing his clothes, and that tiny move says everything. Even his appearance is being treated like evidence.
The whole appearance,
And the sad part is, this did not start later when the media got harsher. Even when he was younger, people were already watching him, like they were trying to solve him. In 1979, Sylvia Chase sat with Michael and the Jackson family for ABC 20 to 20. He was younger, softer, and much more shy. But even then, the interview has an uncomfortable edge, like everyone is discussing what fame is doing to him while he is sitting right there.
It's always going to be rough when there's only one working. And we sacrificed a lot.
His mother explains that Michael had become quiet, and that the stage may have changed him. Suddenly, fame does not sound glamorous. It sounds like being stared at from every direction, with nowhere to hide.
He feels like an animal in a cage.
I do all the time.
Then comes the line that explains so much. Michael says he gets embarrassed easily. That is the part people forget. Before he became a public mystery, he was already a shy young man trapped inside non-stop attention.
I get embarrassed easily,
And once that clicks, the next clip makes perfect sense. Years later, he still seemed calmer in front of thousands of screaming fans than one person asking questions. During this fan question interview, Michael is not being attacked. Nobody is trying to trap him. But the awkwardness still sneaks in, because he makes it very clear that interviews were never his safe place.
Go on stage. I'm more comfortable on stage than giving this interview right now.
Most people would be terrified of the stage. Michael was more nervous about sitting still and being questioned. Then the birthday question comes up, and he cuts it off with a line fans still repeat. Playful, yes. but also a warning.
You're getting close to your 40th birthday. How is it the way you feel about music?
I did not circle that question.
I'm sorry.
Then he says he really does not like being interviewed and feels like every interview is an intrusion. That makes all the earlier clips hit differently. Maybe people acted weird around Michael because he could feel the room getting too close before they even noticed it.
Intrusion. Every interview I've ever done, I've been forced.
But every now and then, the awkwardness flipped. Michael was not the one being cornered. Someone else tried to sound clever around him, and he shut it down without even raising his voice. In this 1993 deposition in Mexico City, during a copyright case, the setting is dry and serious. But somehow, it turns into one of Michael's funniest accidental moments because the question sounds more confused than the answer.
Have you ever heard the term scenes of fare?
The attorney brings up a music term, but the way he asks it makes the whole exchange feel strange. Michael does not rush. He pauses, repeats the idea back, and you can feel him noticing. The question is not landing right.
You don't, do you include common musical phrases in your songs?
Then the attorney pushes again, and that is where Michael turns the moment around. He does not get loud. He does not act offended. He just gives one calm reply that makes the whole room feel different.
Common musical phrases?
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, but I don't know if you...
And that is the perfect final flip. For years, people tried to question Michael, decode him, and make him explain himself. But here, someone tries to test him, and Michael calmly makes them look like the lost one. And that is exactly why these moments are so addictive. Some people got too bold. Others froze the second the room got weird. And a few learned that Michael did not need to raise his voice to take the moment back. One calm answer could do all the damage. So which moment was the hardest to watch, and which one made your heart sink a little? Drop your favorite in the comments. And if you enjoy seeing the real, awkward, and unforgettable side of Hollywood, hit like, subscribe, and stick around for the next one.